I'm very sorry.
But I wanted to ask you, are you familiar with Function Health, where they give you, when you get a blood test, and they test 100 different things? And also, I think it's called the Gale cancer, where you go get a blood test, and they're able to tell if your body has any cancers.
I'm familiar with a lot of clinics that do different tests like that. One of my favorites is in Greece, actually, but this is great too. So any of that information is
So
great.
is it good to have?
Yes.
Have done?
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Any other questions? Yes. Red coat.
I have my mom is in a memory care assisted living for 3 years.
So I give you some shade. Nope.
And she's in a assisted living memory care for a few years, and she's the only one, this is the favor of God and the grace of God, that she's the only one who's not vaccinated in this place. And I've been trying to work with the president and the executive director there about your work and what your foundings too. But they're part of, well anyway, they're part of the Western medicine culture.
Sure.
But she has, we've done all the therapeutics for her, and they allowed COVID patients, all vaccinated, run around with COVID. We did a D-dimer test on her, and she had a 5.86 high level. Question is, and I want to revolutionize this community, you know, get like holistic clinics and get holistic communities. But the question is, and I'll be quick, is that even those who are unvaccinated, can you have a high level, the D-dimer, or is it just vaccinated? Is it across the board?
100% of COVID patients had snake venom in it.
Yeah.
And when you look up the elevated D-dimer test, I'll show you the Medscape article that tells medical doctors what to go look for when this test comes back positive. It says, go look for snake venom poisoning. I'm quoting.
Yeah.
And every COVID patient had snake venom in their body. Not vaccinated. The vaccinated for sure had it. They just got vaccinated with all the venom and the technology to make it. All COVID patients had snake venom in their body. That explains every symptom they experienced called COVID,
Yeah.
including blood clotting.
Blood clots, yeah.
The cure for her blood clots, by the way, the elevated D-dimers,
Yeah.
is not Eliquis, is not Coumadin, is not heparin, is not warfarin. It will not work. It is licorice root and cinnamon.
Yeah. I also had her on a high dose of nanokinase, and it brought it down, actually, with the licorice root. Thank you for that.
Nattokinase is great. It is not as potent or effective as licorice root.
And cinnamon.
And the dosage is in your book.
Yeah.
It's in the book. Yep.
Great. No, thank you. I know there's some holistic communities that are forming in Tennessee, with Dr. Andrew Serafini and some others. Do you know of any other of those holistic communities that they're trying to form in other parts of the country?
Well, there's a lot of them we're going to be highlighting through our Healing for the Ages platform.
Okay.
So yes, those will be coming. But
Great.
if you're following Healing for the Ages, you'll be up to date on that.
Thank you.
Yes.
Hi, could you go over quickly the dosage for under 10, and then one other
For
thing.
nicotine?
Yes, and then one other thing, just for fun. How many people have a patch on? Nicotine patch, not the other ones.
Who's got nicotine patches on? Raise your hand. Rock and roll.
So for under 10, nicotine.
So for under 12, I actually give this recommendation. Under 12, doesn't matter who you are, what you're sick with, or what symptoms you have, or trying to prevent something, it's 1 milligram doses. So you take gum only comes in 2 or 4 milligrams. So if you're going to do gum, cut the 2 milligrams in half and let them chew on it. But patches are better. They are a slower delivery over 24 hours versus immediately giving you all 1 milligram in the mouth and in the intestines. So 1 milligram for 1 week for these kids up to 12, older than 6. After a week, go up to 3 milligrams.
What about the other natural supplements for under 12?
Under 12, you'll see all the doses for all my
It's in the book?
antidotes and solutions in the book.
Perfect.
For anybody younger than 12, you cut those doses in half. Doesn't matter their age, 12 and younger, you cut in half.
That's a good question. Sorry.
Sure.
I know it's difficult, but my parents took the vaccine. I already have along with a lot of things. This is still there. And for them not belonging in this kind of community, should I take a patch them when I take patches?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yes. 7 milligram nicotine patches. Also, please, I highlighted in the book, but it is very well documented and published. Every cell in your body is designed to make hydrogen peroxide. Did you know that? And do you know they have been physically making our bodies not make hydrogen peroxide at the same levels anymore, so that you get sick with their venoms /viruses /bacteria /fungi? And do you know how they're doing that? They're depleting copper out of every cell in your body, and your body requires copper in every mitochondria in your body to make ATP for energy and to make hydrogen peroxide. Hydrogen peroxide is what your cells release to kill viruses, bacteria, fungus, and parasites. And they're reducing copper, and y'all know how they're doing it? How are they getting our bodies depleted of copper? Glyphosate. And just so y'all know, glyphosate has 4 actions on every cell, and all of us who have consumed any artificial foods or breathed in the chemtrails or crop dusters in the world, you're inhaling glyphosate, and glyphosate has 4 actions on every cell. It depletes your cells of copper and zinc, and then brings in iron and magnesium to oxidize your cells to create disease. Do you know what else does those exact 4 actions on every cell? Every venom on Earth. And did you know that Monsanto, that owns glyphosate, the most used insecticide on Earth, do you know that Monsanto owns, I show you in the book, the largest patent library of insecticides worldwide, made from snake venom, spider venom, bee venom, and wasp venom. And I guarantee you glyphosate is just synthetic venom. In fact, my wife and I took Roundup and Roundup Plus, which is glyphosate, to a lab in Ohio. This lab got raided 6 months ago, by the way, by the FDA. I'm not joking. Or sorry, the FBI. In that lab, I had them take Roundup from Home Depot and Lowe's, Roundup and Roundup Plus, and analyze it for venom. Regular Roundup had 7 different venoms: scorpion venom, snake venoms, and cone snail venoms make up the whole thing. Then we took Roundup Plus, it had 11 snake venoms, cone snail venoms, and scorpion venoms inside of it. This is how they're depleting our copper reserves to reduce hydrogen peroxide and more disease. Hydrogen peroxide is a cure, by the way, even food grade.
How do we get copper?
Copper, bioactive copper, is in plants. There's 2 forms of copper you find available in supplement form. Copper sulfate, no bueno. It causes disease. That's 90% of all copper supplements. Copper 1 is called cuprous nicotinic acid, and I sell it at my website. It's called bioactive copper. That's the only plant-based copper that we absorb to create hydrogen peroxide and energy. Yes?
You brought up the word detox. Is that a good detox nicotine patch? It's our daughters have to get the nursing school.
Right.
Is that a detox?
He's asking about detoxing, and is nicotine a form of detoxing? Yes. Nicotine helps release the venoms off your cells, and then you will see in the book, in order to break them down so they don't hurt any other cell in your body as your body eliminates it. Remember, if you had nicotine in your brain and you're having heart palpitations as a result, or exercise-induced asthma as a result, the nicotine you take will release it. Well, if that venom is now circulating in your body, it doesn't just evaporate. It has to get to your bowels or your bladder to be pooped out or peed out, or your sweat glands to be sweat out. So infrared saunas to sweat out to increase detoxing. Make sure you're pooping every day, and if you need help to move your bowels, that helps you get the poisons out of your body faster and the venoms. And then you've got your kidneys also. You need to make sure you're hydrated and make sure you have enough water to release. Yes?
Quick question, you said NK cell therapy, the killer cell therapy, how did that done tomorrow? Did you say it was good or bad? You were so rapid on it, I wasn't sure what you were saying.
The question was, is there an impact on natural killer cells
I'm having it done tomorrow, I want to make sure.
and venom and COVID and the vaccines?
So it's bad?
No, venom, COVID, the vaccines destroy natural killer cells' ability to fight cancer.
Okay, so if I do the NK cell treatment, that might be a good thing?
Should be a good thing.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bryan, so the monoclonal antibody treatment, you said earlier, and I just want to clarify, that can stay in your system. You said 14 years?
Yes, so monoclonal antibodies, yes.
So when you take the nicotine, would you be wanting to take the nicotine 10, 12, 14 years? You'd be wearing the patches that long, or?
Everybody in the world asks me, how long should I wear nicotine for? Chew nicotine gum or suck on nicotine?
Forever.
I tell them, I've been wearing the same size nicotine patch for 3 years.
Okay.
And then I tell them this, I will wear it the rest of my life. How long do you want to be protected from all viruses on Earth?
Right.
Forever.
Alright.
They blame almost every cancer on viruses, all diseases on viruses. Well, if nicotine's the cure for most of them, why would I ever take it off? Oh, also, just so you know, nicotine is found not just in tobacco and nicotine products. Nicotine is second highest found on Earth in eggplants and all nightshade vegetables, including red tomatoes, green tomatoes, bell peppers, zucchini. They just didn't want you to know that. It's also found in every red tomato and white potato. That means every French fry you've ever dipped into ketchup is 2 doses of nicotine every single day. So don't tell me you don't eat nicotine and don't trust it. All right, go. And anybody who says, I would not give my kid nicotine, really? Every time you've gone and got waffle fries at Chick-fil-A, you're giving them 2 doses of nicotine all day long. Every McDonald's French fries and ketchup, you're giving it to all day long. Mashed potatoes, every Frito-Lay potato chip loaded with nicotine. Why are you giving them nicotine if you don't like it for them? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so for the GLP-1s, you shared, of course, that they are venom and that there's a lot of really terrible things that are after effects for taking the GLP-1s. How do people detox? Is nicotine the detox for the GLP-1 if they're having damage and symptoms already?
Amen. All right, so Extended-4 is the venom protein, makes up all GLP-1 drugs. Ozempic, Wegovy, Zepbound, Majorna, you name it. She's asking about how do you detox those. The very first thing I would do is make sure they're on foreign protein cleanse. All viruses and venoms are foreign proteins. They don't belong inside of you. So I named the product Foreign Protein Cleanse. And there are 3 actions of Gila monster venom in those drugs, and every venom they call COVID, and all the vaccines they call COVID. Those 3 actions in the body are neurotoxic, blood toxic, and multiple organ failure toxic. The Foreign Protein Cleanse has herbs, plants, and minerals that have been published for 1,000 years to actually handle all 3 detrimental effects in the human body to venoms. Now, I want to say something else here to you real quick because it just came to mind and I think some of you need to hear it. How many of you have pets? How many of you take them to a vet? How many of them get vaccinated?
Not anymore.
You guys need to be really careful. The vaccines they're going to use in your pets, for those of you who say, I'm going to stand up against the establishment and I'm not going to trust vaccines anymore, but I'm going to trust the veterinarians. They know you will do things for your pets you will never do for you, right? You're okay to eat M&Ms and drink soda, but you would never put it in your dog or cat bowl. You know it's going to hurt them, but you don't think it's going to hurt you. So I'm not going to vaccinate, but I'm going to do it for my pets because I love them so much. They are using the same DNA plasmid technology in your pet's vaccine so that when you take him home, he spreads the bacteria and fungus on you so they can shed on you. You better be careful. This vaccine agenda is horrible. This DNA plasmid technology was only created to see how they could actually share and spread infused bacteria and yeast that are now programmed to produce poisons inside of you and spread it around the world. So that all those that say, I'm not following your rules, I'm not getting vaccinated. Oh yeah? Well, you might want to trust your dogs do it. Make sure they get the rabies shots. Make sure they get whatever shots every time you take them in. Y'all better be careful. They are using pets to shed their weapons on you. So go look for holistic veterinarians who know. I mean, let me ask y'all something. Okay, are there wild dogs and wild cats in life? Hyenas? What are the ones that dingoes in Australia? Do you know those species of dogs and cats, leopards, all of them, have continued to thrive for millennia without vaccines? Why the hell are you convinced that yours can't live without them? Big Pharma wants you to believe your pets and you cannot live without their drugs. That's it. And they will take all your rights and freedoms from you and make you feel like a horrible human being if you don't give it. This is Jane saying. The next question is for Jane. Go. Answer.
Have the keys to.
Oh. Yeah, it's on the ottoman in there.
Sorry.
Even my wife's asking me questions. I even knew the answer to that one, though. That's good. Yes, and I'll get you.
My last question, comment, period, I promise, but I can't not say this. If you don't know about it, YouTube, for free, has something called Spooky 2 Rife Frequencies. They cover 60,000 diseases for free on YouTube. Spooky 2 Rife Frequencies.
Yeah, if y'all haven't studied Royal Rife's work, I have idolized this guy for probably 25 years now. This guy figured out in the early 1900s he actually could prove with a microscope he built, which is stronger than any microscope you have on the earth today, in his garage. He actually could prove something called polymorphism. Did you know that human cells, he could show you based on the pH level of that human cell, what it's sitting in. He could change its pH. He could put electrical currents through it at certain frequencies, and he could make a human cell turn into a bacteria, and then change the frequency and the pH and turn it back to a human cell. Then he could change the frequency and turn it into a virus. Then he could change it and turn it into a parasite. He could totally manipulate it. He said there is no such thing as a germ theory. It is the internal environment of the human that dictates whether or not you're well or not. There is no such thing as germs. Our bodies change based on the internal environment and the external environment we put ourselves in. Great point. Spooky 2 just happens to be a reference for those frequencies he discovered that all cells in the human body vibrate at. And if you want to restore health back to it, everything in life, he said, is based on, Tesla said, frequencies, vibrations, and energy, if you want to think about life in general. Misty.
Yes. So the holy grail of healing is touted to ozone. What's your opinion of ozone?
Great question. So she said the holy grail is ozone. All right, so who knows what ozone is? I mean, you have a concept of what ozone is. Are you talking about like the atmosphere and the big hole in the ozone layer? No. All right, so what is ozone by definition?
O3.
What is it?
O3, oxygen.
O3 is the actual designation, okay? O stands for oxygen. It's 3 molecules of oxygen.
Is that too?
Everybody remembers water, right? H2O, it's 2 hydrogen molecules, 1 oxygen. If you add a second oxygen molecule to water, what do you get? H2O2, what is that? Hydrogen peroxide. If you add 3 molecules of oxygen together, you get ozone. The number, I actually mentioned already about hydrogen peroxide. Your cells are designed to produce hydrogen peroxide to reverse all infections and correct disease. All of it. Your body is designed to do that. They've destroyed copper to reduce your protective internal immunity. Ozone is 3 molecules of oxygen. And ozone and hydrogen peroxide, both of which just have more oxygen than water, did you know are published in every snake venom research to be able to detoxify all venoms, to make it non-toxic to humans? So ozone is a miraculous assistant cure for all things related to COVID and most infectious diseases, period. Hydrogen peroxide also is beneficial. I mean, if you consume O3, it's going to convert it to water and oxygen, or even hydrogen peroxide, as your body's and your stomach acid releases the 3 oxygen molecules. So yes, ozone is miraculous. Hyperbaric chambers, more oxygen is better. And then hydrogen peroxide, incredible. This is Lindy. Next question's for her.
Would you like to buy some books now? Yes. So